Well, good afternoon to you. Thanks for clicking on to what day is it today? It's Friday, the 18th of May, and we have got plenty of things to look at and consider as the malls are now starting to show some changes taking place into next week. Now, I alluded to the aspect about a potential warm up here across the UK and Ireland and western part or northwestern parts of Europe. During Tuesday on the post, and it looks as if actually the malls, the ECMWF, is really now starting to grab hold of the idea now of seeing much warmer conditions next week. Terrific news for many of us who have been sick and tired of the rain, wind and cold temperatures with some snow here and there, but it certainly looks as if the malls are now starting to grab onto the idea of warmer air, region taking place, pushing that jet stream to the north of the UK. And yes, we're going to be seeing much milder conditions. Temperatures quite easily will be into the 20s by next week. Now let's have a quick look at the ECMWF upper level chart, and let's have a look and see what's taking place here. And you can see here the current setup. We've still got troughiness over the UK. We've got rainy conditions across many parts of the UK with intermittent areas of sunshine breaking through that heavy canopy of cloud cover. But you can see here as well, very unsettled, very cool conditions, colder penetrating all the way down in towards Greece, into Turkey as well. Temperatures suppressed for this time of year. Warmth is now starting to show itself pushing east from Iberia as the trough starts to work southwards over the course of the coming days. Now, as we skip through, we'll continue to see what's taking place here. That heat now starting to push away from Spain. Cool conditions remain over the UK, unsettled conditions, cool conditions. It looks as if we are going to see more in the way of rain over the course of tonight. We've got a band of rain setting up across the north of England. North of that, we've got clear skies, light winds. What does that mean? Well, rural ground frost will be had across parts of Scotland. And further south it will be cloudy but milder. Wild towns and cities across the north, 2 to 5 Celsius tonight. Rurally it could be down towards freezing with a touch of frost, like I say. South of the rain band, it sets up across the north of England, Cumbria, Lancashire, across to Northumberland, perhaps down into parts of Yorkshire as well. That extends into Northern Ireland and across many parts of the Republic of Ireland over the course of tonight. During the day tomorrow, we've got showers here and there. It will be unsettled, it will be cool, and we are going to be seeing a continuation of a chilly easterly wind. That's certainly the case today. It's quite windy actually out there, but that wind has a degree of bite to it. Certainly not what we'd expect for this time of year, that's for sure. But Saturday and into Sunday, you can see the trough really starting to dig south. Now, eradicating the heat from Spain, we're going to have much cooler conditions, temperatures in the teens. We're going to be seeing showers, thunderstorms, wet conditions, and that will dominate the weekend across this part of the world. The upper level trough still over the southeastern part, but notice here the region and the warmth really starting to lift northwards up through France into Germany. We've got a little core of warmth centered over Germany into the north of the Alps, and that will be a sign of things to come into the upcoming week. Sunday and into Monday, you can start to see what's taking place here, folks, is we've got this upper level trough now starting to get divorced from the main jet stream. There's the jet here, splitting up. It's a northern branch sticking across the northern half of the UK, allowing that warmth to start creeping ever closer to the UK, and then we've got a southern branch that's dipping down towards basically northwestern Africa. So we're going to see rain, we're going to see unseasonably cool conditions for this time of year down across Morocco, Algeria, in towards Libya, while further east towards Egypt. We've got very, very hot conditions that are going to start to fuel the heat over parts of Europe, because the heat here across the northeastern parts of Africa is actually going to start to rotate, start to spin around this wheel of upper level cold air and in towards the central and eventually the northwestern part of Europe. It's this here upper low that's going to start to rotate that heat out of Africa and into the UK. Notice how warm warm. It is anywhere from the Low Countries, Germany, Poland, all the way across to parts of Russia. The heat continuing there. It's been a stubborn story, and I'm sure the Muscovites and many other surrounding communities aren't going to complain about the warmth given the winter that they've seen over the past few months. Now you notice here the warmth now starting to establish itself. It's starting to lift north, starting to wrap around this upper low, and you notice here that there's going to be two areas of southerly or southeasterly flow. We've got a southwest flow pushing into the UK. We've also got a southeasterly flow that's rotating around this upper level low. So it's certainly a great sign of things to come here. Tuesday and into Wednesday, the heat becomes more established. There's your strong southwesterly flow. Notice the orange is showing up across central and eastern parts of the UK. Temperatures quite easily topping the mid-20s. I repeat that, the mid-20s by Wednesday of next week. The elongation of this upper level low starting to spread out. The heat now starting to really establish itself to the north of this upper low, and it certainly will be a very unsettled conditions across many parts, anywhere from parts of France through the Alps, Italy, into the Balkan region as well, but it will be reasonably warm at the same time. So when you've got cold air aloft, warmth at the surface, that enhances the upward motion, creates stronger instability in the atmosphere and much warmer conditions. During the day Thursday, we've got a continuation of the unsettled weather across the south, milder, warmer conditions across to the north of this upper low, and the UK certainly looks warmer than it has been over the past few months. That's for sure. By Friday, you can see the area of high pressure starting to expand, starting to become much more firmly established over the UK. Warmth trying to work its way back into Spain. Notice the upper low here. That warmth from northwest Africa re-established itself after we see several days of cool, wet conditions. We're going to be starting to see the heat build once again here, and that looks as if it could start to migrate northwards towards the UK. So we've got plenty of things to talk about, plenty of warmth. The model is going to start to chop and change here and there, but what I do think is, I'm very certain about, is the fact that after alluding to the aspect of a warmer week next week, during Tuesday, the models are starting to trend more and more towards this warmer aspect of next week. So I believe the degree of confidence starts to climb, and I do think we have got a warmer week next week. Whether we're going to be warm and unsettled, or whether we're going to be warm and settled with high pressure dominating, you know, it's a little tricky to say that just yet, because you could get warmth but also cloud cover, whereas you could get another side of things where you've got high pressure, sunshine, and of course with the warm conditions, temperatures are going to rise well into the 20s next week. So those are little aspects that I'm still unsure about. The main aspect will be it's going to be warmer next week. We are going to start to get into a more late May pattern as opposed to what it's been like. It's been like March, hasn't it? So keep checking back. I'm going to try and hone in on these finer details, and it looks as if we've got some late spring and summer weather finally here across the UK and Ireland. Hope you have a terrific day and a great weekend ahead. Bye for now.